Welcome once again to Chelan County Connection. I'm your host, Randy Rhodes, with newly elected Chelan County Commissioner for District 2, Shon Smith. Commissioner Smith, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you, Randy. I appreciate that. It's a pleasure being here.
You've got a couple of months under your belt. What have you been up to?
It's been an interesting start so far. When I got here for my first shift, they handed me a ladder and a flashlight and a hard hat, and they sent me up on the roof and they put me out spotting weather balloons coming in from China. And they said, you just keep an eye out. And I didn't report back on anything. And so I said, is there any more to this job? And they said, well, just dole it out to you as you can handle it. So I'm looking forward to summer getting here so they can get me off the roof.
All right, so that kept you busy about the first month, I take it.
About the first 5 minutes of the gag, and then the jokes have been coming ever since. But I have been greeted so warmly by my co-commissioners and the entire office and everyone in the county. I've been extremely busy going out and shaking hands and kissing babies. The campaign ain't over just because you're in the position. So I've had a great time getting to know even more people in the community. I thought, after all these years of being in business here, that I knew everybody. I don't know them, but they're so warm and so welcome everywhere I go. So it has been a transition that has been extremely comfortable.
Commissioner Smith, what issues have grabbed your interest right out of the gate?
Well, funny you should ask, because they have a little, I don't know what you'd call it, but kind of an initiation when a new commissioner comes on board. There's multiple boards that the commission sits on throughout the valley, and they call it shuffling the deck. And so if you're the low man on the totem pole, same thing as being the low guy in the valley, you get all the fun stuff. And they have divvied it up and put me on half a dozen boards that I report to monthly, a few that I report to quarterly, a few that I report to weekly. But just getting involved with things like the Health District and the Upper Columbia Salmon Recovery Board and the Recreation Board out of Leavenworth just has really given me another group of things in this valley that have to be done by somebody. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's painful, but they're things that need to be done so that our lives and our everyday routes that we take on the roads or part of the programs that we're associated with run smoothly. And being a gear in that transmission has been fantastic.
Joining us on Chelan County Connection, District 2 Chelan County Commissioner Shon Smith. Shon, if you had a chance to even think about any, goals you might have for 2023?
Well, I'm not running for president or governor. I know those two, so we can scratch those off the list. More than anything, though, is just continuing to get in at a deeper level. When you come in at something like this, you think you might know something, but you really don't. And I have been taking just a surface hit on so many things and then start to dig deeper into them as I get to know more about them. But right now, it is the proverbial drinking from a fire hose. And thankfully, I'm thirsty and I'm loving it.
Well, we love to hear that. Anything in particular you're enjoying right now?
I am enjoying some of the code issues that are coming to us. I'm enjoying a lot of the new personnel changes that are coming in the county. We have a few department heads. We have a few other positions that we're hiring for. The county is like a lot of businesses right now. We have open positions and we don't have enough people applying. So we're having to examine why that is. I remember back when I was a kid, if you got on with the county or you got on with the state or you got on with the PUD, your future was set. I mean, you were in the cream. But now things have changed, and I don't know if it's the workforce is changing or the desire to work within government, but having these openings is what we're looking to fill so that we continue to run at an efficient level rather than overwhelming those that are here doing the work. So we're going through a lot of that right now, and we have some mosquito issues, and we have some. If I'd have made commission off the first couple of weeks of phone calls about barking dogs and garbage cans that didn't get picked up because the snow was too deep, I'd be retired by now. It was a lot of that, but it's a lot of it is handing off the information to the right department or the right person, because when the community calls in, they're looking for anybody. And in this position as a county commissioner, as you know, we are in charge of the unincorporated areas of the county. So the people that live outside of a city limits, if you don't have a mayor, then we are your representative. And of course, the 3 districts of Chelan County puts me right in the middle slot of District 2. Goes all the way from Wenatchee to Lake Wenatchee Plain, Stevens Pass, and back down. So there's a lot of little details in there that people aren't, they don't have a way to get, you might say, a voice or contact with the leadership that does that. So that's what I take on and take that with pride. The fact that, hey, I'm the guy to go to. And if I don't have the answer, I know people that do.
Commissioner Smith, last week, Chelan County commissioners signed an agreement between the Chelan County Regional Justice Center and some of the area schools with regards to our wonderful, amazing canine Kate. Let's talk about that.
Oh, she's adorable. Have you got a chance to meet her yet?
Only virtually.
Oh, she's a sweetheart. She is a wonderful dog that is providing an incredible service to the jail and keeping the inmates safe, keeping the staff safe when we're talking about keeping drugs out of the jail system, and expanding that over to the school system and allowing the children to see a softer side of the jail system and incarceration and the tools that are required to keep the jail going, keep it safe. It's a great way to outreach to the kids. And when she shows up on the campus, it's not to go and do a drug bust. It's not to go and start working when she gets there. She only shows up for probable cause. So if the school resource officer has a locker that needs to be checked out or something has been identified, they'll call her into work there. But otherwise, if she's just going to the school, she's just there to meet the kids, give her more environment to learn in, and give her an opportunity to have a different taste than just being in the jail every day. And it's a fantastic way for the jail to give back to the community, because without the donations of the businesses and the citizens that see a value in this, it's just set at the jail. So bringing her out and letting the community meet her as well, I think is a great way to outreach, not only between the jail department and the resources they ask for, but also to let the community see that they're doing other things.
Commissioner, what schools are we talking about and how's the arrangement going to work?
So far, we've got Waterville, Eastmont, Bridgeport, Chelan, Antioch, and Manson signed on. We're hoping for 2 more school districts, the Wenatchee and the Cascade school districts. And what it does is it gives her the opportunity to get out of the jail and go work someplace else in a very, welcoming environment, especially if you think about how children respond to fluffy dogs like this beautiful little border collie. But the only expense that's actually there is the gas to get back and forth to the school. And if Lewis and Kate are going to work, then that's going to be a billable topic. But if they're going there just for outreach for the community, the jail is out nothing. This is just goodwill for the jail to give back to the community. And that's gas money. So it's a very, very good program.
Say, Commissioner Smith, let's talk about the Goodwin Road and Sunset Road improvements in Cashmere. A call to bid went out this week.
It did, yeah. We're looking to finish the Goodwin side of the bridge. And of course, that bridge was a long project that former Commissioner Gaynor started just as he was ending his career here as a commissioner. And then to see it go from that point to the finale last year was terrific. But now when you go across that bridge and you're going into Cashmere, we have a section of road that needs to be addressed because that heavier traffic coming in, especially for Crunchback and some of the industrial things in Cashmere, we need to have a safer route to do that. And that's coming down the Goodwin Road and across Sunset Highway and then tying into the Cashmere city proper at the city limits. Because right now, it's the county blending in with the city right at the wrong point. And the transition period right there is not good. It's been an interesting 2 sets of intersections for a long time. So what the plan is to take the road from 24 feet wide to 34 feet wide now to accommodate the bigger vehicles. And of course, there's going to be sidewalks going down the business side of that improvement. And then right there at the end of Evergreen, there's a new holding area for the stormwater to go into that we haven't had in the past. And that's where the blending of the stormwater and the irrigation, the things coming out of the yards haven't had a place to settle out if there's any issues. So that's going to be an exciting part of it too. But the one thing that I would ask is, the businesses that are going to be impacted by this, it's only going to take about 100 days. And I say only, but that is a long time in the minds of small businesses. And there's several small businesses along that stretch that get into the city limits of Cashmere. So I just want to remind all the residents of Cashmere and use these businesses, keep using these businesses. Don't forget about them. It's going to be an interesting period for them, and we need to be supporting them as residents. Don't change your route. It's going to be a little more difficult. You might have to have a small detour, or you might actually have to wait a minute for a sign to flip on you. But please remember those people down there, because we want them there on the other side of this construction as well. Don't forget about them.
Commissioner, how does the bid process work on something like that?
Well, the way I understand it is the bids will be due on March 21st, and that's when we will open them. And just like we did today for 2 bids for asphalt and some glass beads for the painting we're going to be doing this summer, that process is done at the table with all the commissioners present. And then Public Works come over, and they come over with sealed envelopes that have been sent in by the contractors that are interested. They're opened at one time, and each of the bids are read aloud to the commissioners. And of course, we jot down the numbers really quick just to see how things are tracking and see who's high, who's low. And then it's compared against an engineer's bid when that is finished. And then the engineers then have the opportunity to say, this is high, this is low, or this is great. So once that is done, they will, they'll be, probably awarded the following week. And then the contractors can start planning for the ones with the winning bid. And then we'll start that construction around May 1st. It's not exact, but it'll be as close as we can get it. And then ending hopefully in late September is what the plan is.
Any other thoughts on the Goodwin Road and Sunset Road project?
I think it's terrific. It's one of the largest projects for Chelan County this year. It's going to cost about $3 million. But the neat part about that is it's being paid together between state and federal grants received by both the city and the county. So the impact that we're going to get, especially on that Goodwin Road area, is going to be huge. And it is a small part for us to pay as a county, the city, and Link Transit. We're all contributing money and doing this together because we see that the impact of having an improved, safer intersection, they're going to be, lit with overhead lighting so that people can see when they're trying to make those turns. It's an interesting little jag out there, kind of an S-turn if you're coming across Sunset Highway from Goodwin to Evergreen. So it's going to be a great way to improve that safety, especially in that little corridor of Cashmere.
District 2 Chelan County Commissioner Shon Smith joining us on the Chelan County Connection this time out. Any closing thoughts, and how did you like this part of the initiation?
Hey, it has been great so far. I've been begging Jill to hurry up and get me on here with you. That's how much I adore you, Randy. So I'm glad we got this time together. But more than anything, I just want to thank the community for believing in me and trusting me with their vote. This is a big deal. When we get the opportunity to pick our leaders, we're looking for the people that have everyone's best interest in mind. And I think that so far in the few decisions that we've been making as a board, the three of us are like 3 peas in a pod. We're getting along great. We're helping each other out. We're patting each other on the back when we need it. And it has just been terrific to be a part of this. At this early stage of the process, I am really loving it. And I look forward to even more.
Well, fantastic. Chelan County Commissioner Shon Smith for District 2. I want to thank you for joining us and certainly look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you, Randy. I look forward to it also. Have a great day.
All right, that'll wrap it up for another edition of Chelan County Connection. I'm your host, Randy Rhodes. Thanks for joining us.